It's quiet. A few men stand about. They look anxious, agitated. The coal-black rail yards have a desolation alley effect about them. A couple of old locos poke out of the sheds. It looks unused, almost abandoned. The derelict carriages, the ancient coal loader, the twisting knot of tracks and the stilled locos are perched in the middle of green paddocks. A few horses graze. It's a place that seems frozen in time, as if the past 30 or 40 years have brought no change at all. It is just outside of Maitland and a world away from the computer microchip satellite era. And then on the horizon there's the faintest puff of black smoke. A coal train is hauling its load steadily towards the yards, as it has for the past 70 years. And if you're old enough to remember the days of steam trains hauling passenger coaches, belching their smoke into the air, the power of the steam hissing from metal, polished brass and great wheels spinning, driven on by massive, relentless pistons, nostalgia hits you with full force. A week from today, on Friday the 10th of June, the 14 steam locos that have clung to this line and that have hauled hundreds of thousands of tons of steaming coal into Maitland will stop. Today, engineman Bob Perry is watching the track ahead as his loco steams in. He's been doing this for 44 years and was due to retire at the end of the year. Next Friday, he'll climb down from the cabin for the last time. But beyond the end of an era, whatever regrets you have for the last shunt of commercial steam trains, there's the hard decision that's been made here to cut 60 jobs. 10 crews will go. Fitters and turners, boilermakers, a blacksmith and a coppersmith, all of them trained and knowledgeable in maintaining and driving unwanted steam-powered machinery. It's the bitter and desperate human side of what has happened here. They've known for 8 or 9 years that it couldn't last, that it was uneconomic, that one day the manager of the yard would call them all together and give them the grim news. But over half of the men working here have each given 30 years' service, and there's just no other work around at a time when thousands of men are being laid off. So for another week they'll turn up to drive the big old steam locos, the coal will be shoveled into the firebox, the tanks filled with water will bubble and boil, the steam will build inside the metal to 180 pounds per square inch. The needle will register that power within its brass ring gauge and the steam will come pounding out as the big engines roll. Next Friday, it'll stop. The men will walk away for the last time and the era of commercial steam in Australia will be finished.